What's happening, people? We've got a bit of a hiccup. Yesterday, when I was out in the car, it broke down. I was trying to take my mum to work and my little brother to school. Next thing I know, the steering wheel locks up and the accelerator starts braking the car, and we break down in the middle of busy traffic in rush hour. Not an ideal thing to happen when you're obviously trying to do your training. It's a bit unfortunate because obviously my gym as well isn't within walking distance. It's quite far away. It is a gutter, but it's just one of those things that you have to persevere through. It's unfortunate because obviously that gym has like a swimming pool, so obviously it can take a little bit of pressure off my joints and my muscles whenever I need it. And it's also got a steam room, which is good for recovery. It's okay. Basically, I've cancelled my membership for that gym now, and I've set up a membership for another gym because I can't really do any of the training without going to a gym. Last night, I went for a run, trying to keep myself obviously in the mix. And I've also messaged somebody. I'm trying to find a way. I've got a punch bag downstairs, but it's no good for kicks. And obviously, my punches are all right, but I need something to do my shin conditioning. So at the minute, I'm obviously doing like shin taps and shin rolls with like a piece of wood, which I'm going to start doing videos of that process, which is going to suck because it hurts, but I'm sure you'll enjoy watching that. I also need a punch bag that I can set up on like a hook so that I can kick it and obviously get my shins used to that impact. One thing I'm finding in terms of the running and everything else is that my legs, because obviously I'm getting a bit older, I find that when I was like 22, 23, 18 even, when I was running, I could literally just like go to bed, wake up the next day, do it again, and there would be no impact on my body. But obviously, as I'm getting older, I can feel the pressure in my legs, pain in the muscle around the bone. So I just want to kind of talk a little bit about my recovery. I'm going to start doing some videos, so you'll see some of the stuff that I'm going to do today. One of the things I'm using is this thing. So this is my massage gun. I've got about 6 different heads for it, which I use obviously depending on the body part. Mostly I use it down the inside of my back around my spine, and then I also use it down my legs. But this basically just kind of disperses like the lactic acid and that's kind of staying in your legs, kind of just loosens up the muscle. It's a really great tool actually. It wasn't even too expensive. There's a shop called I think it's called Man Cave, and they sell loads of stuff like this, like gadgets and things, which are unreal. I got up about an hour ago. I've just had a cup of tea and a protein shake. I try not to eat before I go on a run, and then I'm going to go on a run in the next sort of 20 minutes. I'm going to start talking about how I'm planning as well. So I've bought this thing, the weekly planner, and basically it's just got all the days of the week. It's got stuff that you want to do in terms of priorities and notes, and you just write in what you want to do. In terms of making the videos, going to work, doing the fitness, dieting, even my diet plan's not too difficult, but just kind of keeping it all here and organized because I'm a scatterbrain. I don't think about things in a linear way. I kind of think about things where it jumps and jumps and jumps. So something like this would be really helpful for me. And since doing the videos over the last couple of days and doing the training, I'm finding that I need something like this to kind of keep me organized because I just really struggle with keeping things going from point to point to point. Instead, I kind of jump all over the place and stress myself out. So yeah, that's sort of the plan that's kind of coming up. So I'm going to go on my run. I'm going to get some footage of that, which you'll see in a minute. When I get back in, we'll start talking a little bit about recovery, and I might go for an ice bath and things and show you that too. Let's get it. Okay, folks. So this is what I'm going to be wearing on my run. It's nothing special. The shoes are absolutely bogging. Get zoom in on that. Look at that, man. That's what happens when you live in Scotland and you go running. There's absolutely zero fucking chance of it not raining. Just need to kind of keep my legs loose. I've already done some stretching and things, but stretching's all right. But I'm going to do dynamic and movements just to kind of open up your hips, open up your legs, kind of get the muscles activated. Trying to open up the hip. So obviously all this stuff is really boring, but it is important. Like even doing it now, I can feel the stress under my muscles as they're loosening up, like just from the run yesterday and things. Just a couple of gates just to keep the hips open, especially for me because I'm really not flexible, which is going to be a problem during this process because obviously for kicks and things you have to have open hips. My hips are really tight. I really struggle to get them open, so stuff like this is really important, I think, to make sure get the mobility. that's basically it. It's just like a little warm up just before you start. I've already done some stretching as well, you know, the basics, legs pulled up, stretching the calves and things. That stuff's only so good unless you're doing some movement as well, I think. At least for me, my own body. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. That's it, let's get running. Just finished our 4K. And the last bit for our walk home is me doing a sprint up the hill. Right, so this is the hill. Just so I can show it. So I plan on doing like a sprint up this hill. It doesn't look that bad on the video, but it is. But you've got a good reminder near the hill because you've got this here, which is a cemetery. The reminder to fucking keep going while you're alive, you know. But anyway, here we go. I'm not going to film this bit, but I'll start filming again once I get to the top. All right. See you in a minute. So I've done the run up the hill. There it is, down there, and I am absolutely battered. Obviously now I have a little bit of recovery, so I could run home. So this is uphill as well, and obviously the walking will be good for a cool down up the hill. Quite a nice view up here as well. Yeah, you can actually see the Wallace Monument from my town. However, I don't know if my camera's strong enough to pick that up, but yeah, I'll show you that view in a second. It's quite nice. So this is the view. As you can see, there's like the mountains in the background. They don't look that big from here, but they, trust me, they're fucking massive. We've got some horses as well. But yeah, this is where I do my run. I don't know if you can see the kelpies. Yeah, just there. But yeah, so this is what I'm doing while my gym's down until I get the next gym membership up and running. But yeah, time to start running back home. How are we doing? So that's me just got in from the run, and now my legs are still hurting. There's a lot of stress under it. So what I'm using at the minute, I normally have some stuff, but I can't actually be asked pulling it out. Got this bow, it's my dog's bow. As you can see, he really wants it because I'm playing with it. What I'm going to do is put this on the floor and roll my feet over it, basically just going over the bows of my feet and under the arches, just to kind of loosen it all up. Obviously, you can feel the tension up your calves as you're doing it, but it's just making sure, obviously, like to loosen the legs up because it's important. You know, if you're not doing that, especially when you're starting to get like into my age, like 30 and above, it's going to really start to take a toll on you. You know what I mean? I've also got protein shake with some oats in it, and I've also got this isotonic drink just for some sugar and electrolytes. So obviously, I've had a lot of energy. You know. What do you want? What do you want from me? What? What do you want? I love you.
Do you want to give him some?
Give her some.
Charlie.
Charlie, sit. Sit. You little bastard, he's bit my finger.
Charlie. You know. He's alright now, so
Leave him. Scooby, leave him. Hi, Charlie. That's another thing I would recommend, is having a supportive partner. Oh, God, my foot. Can you straighten my leg as well? Yeah, and then push down on the... Oh! God. What do you want? Oh, for fuck's sake.
good boy.
We've just bathed him, so he's fucking stinks. Stunk before, stinks after. So obviously, I've done some stretching this evening. Now what I'm going to do is ice bath therapy. Now, I don't really take a lot of ice baths. I have in the past, but this is still quite a new concept to me. So at the minute, we're in here. So we've got the bath run just here, as you can see. And what we're going to do is, I've got a bag of ice, which I'm going to go grab now. Bag of ice here that I am going to empty into the bath. Follow me. So what we do is when we start to empty the ice in, it's not a lot of ice, but we'll give it a couple of minutes. I don't take a lot of ice baths, so there's not a lot of ice in a minute. It's just one bag from the shop, but this is obviously for me to gradually start building up on my recovery. What I would like to try and aim for is 2 to 3 ice baths a week. Today as well, I'm only going to start out with 2 minutes. Or I'm going to try to until my shiver response kicks in, and then I'll kick out. I've also got my little brother here behind the camera. So you're also going to do an ice bath today, aren't you?
Yep. Sadly. He made me do this, bro. Help.
I'm about to jump into the bath. Come on in. My aim here is to aim for about 2 minutes.
Guys, this is gonna be so crazy, bro. Nice.
So I think actually, as my first ice bath back, this is something that I'm going to work up to. I thought I was going to be a lot braver than this and get myself in, but that was just so crazy painful. So I'm going to sit like this to the end of the timer. And I think for me, it's just working on my breathing. Like when I first got in there, my shock response kicked in and my breathing was really heavy. Now my breathing feels a lot steadier. It's still painful on my legs, but it feels pretty okay now.
3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, ding.
That's me just got out of the ice bath. I am into some warm clothes now. I won't lie, that didn't go exactly as I thought it would. I thought having some experience doing this in the past, it wouldn't be as much of a shock to the system as it was. That completely took me apart. My body went into that immediate and it was trying to control my breathing. I managed to get it controlled. Obviously, it probably doesn't look as bad from the footage, but that was a lot for the system. And, you know, as it's my first ice bath coming into this, I don't want to rush the process. So I could have got into it and got my shoulders under and things, but this is a gradual process. I don't want to rush it. I want to make sure that I'm doing things properly. I want to avoid injuries. Pain's going to be a huge part of it. There's something you can't avoid, but unnecessary pains and struggles that aren't going to help me get better. It's just kind of taking it as it comes. The whole process is a learning curve as well, so not lasting for as long as I would like to, which there I did. I wanted to aim for the 2 minute mark and I did it. You know, not managing to get my shoulders under. This is things that I don't mind because I want to aim to do about 3 to 4 ice baths a week. All of this is going to be massive for my recovery. You know, heat therapy and cold therapy are 2 massive things, especially when it comes to combat sports, to make sure that your body's working. Because I do have injuries at the age that I'm at, like my neck. I've had a neck injury for such a long time now, from when I was about 15 doing sport and things. It really caused a lot of issues in my neck. And even up to now, I still feel that, but with a bit of stretching and movement and things, it's not so bad. But my legs, like my calves especially, doing running, doing a lot of exercise on them, I do start to feel pain. Like I was about 27, 28, even just going for runs and that in London, there was times when I would feel myself getting shin splints just because of the constant running. Then I had to take weeks off of the training for doing that. So I don't want to go into that where I'm training for runs or I'm training for anything that's quite active, where I take it too far or I don't listen to my body. Of course, I wanting to push past the threshold. I want to push past my limitations, but I want to do it in the right way. You know, there's a difference between healthy pain and that pain where you're going to cause further injury or further issues. And, you know, the whole point in this for me, I want to fight. I want to fight. I want to go into this ring or this octagon and I want to fucking smash it. And the only way to do that is to make sure I take care of my body, because if I don't take care of my body, I won't be able to make the fight. That's the lesson I'm taking from this. But today has been about exercising but working with recovery, and that's going to be me. Again, it's all learning curves. It's not something I necessarily always enforce, but it's something I'm going to start enforcing, and I'm using these videos again to hold myself accountable. I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you like the content, please like, subscribe, leave a comment as well if you've got any advice and things. It's always appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one.